National Women's Day. We
Hello,
are
everyone.
live.
Thank you for joining today's space. It's so excited to having everyone in here. Today it's International Women's Day, and very excited having all the amazing women's builder in here, and also Mombasa in here as well. But because the space is limited, so we will be switch space for invite everyone one by one. And now, yeah, and also I'm so happy because today is our second time supporting in the women's lady space, and I'm also invite our co-host Blue Ice Queen in here. Would you like to introduce yourself or introduce the space a little bit?
Hello, hi. I was a little early to the game. I'm Blue Eye Queen, but the community call me Blue Ice Cream. We have a little joke about me meeting at Vicky's place one time having an ice cream, and it just stuck. Shout out to Vicky. So everybody that's on the call today, this is so amazing. We've got our ladies from Moonbirds, Yuga Labs, Wow, we got Magic Eden. I mean, this is a full send. So it's like so important to bring us together because we are all going after the same thing, and women rising each other up. We're very passionate, very energetic. So I'm really excited to be able to learn more about you, and thank you for bringing yourselves here to give us time and space. So welcome in. Excited to get started. Pablo, go ahead and lead the way driving the PowerPoint, and I will follow our schedule.
Great. So how about we start from each of you introduce yourself and also give us a little time to treat this space. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's start it off. We'll kick it off with Shannon. Why don't you tell us who you are, where you're from, what do you do in Web3, and who you are in real life, Web2.
Hi, everyone. I've been so excited about this space all week. It's so inspiring to see all of these power women in one place. And I feel like the internet agrees. My entire feed was just people blitzing out about this space. So I'm so happy to be here. I'm Shannon Snow. I'm the COO of World of Women, which is a global community all about empowering trailblazing women in Web3. So super honored to be here. I'm the same person IRL as in my career, but I will share that I love as a hobby to do aerial arts and get up into the air, do a little aerial hoop. I really find that in these digitally packed worlds, like getting a hobby where you get into your body can help clear your mind to have even more impact. And I'm based in Miami, so come visit when you're in town.
Oh, hey, Miami vibes. I just left there. I landed in St. Pete now. Love to hear that. Okay, we got a big crew down there.
Amazing.
Amazing. All right, Low Belly, do you mind if I pass the baton to you? Can you share an intro?
Sure. I'm Low Belly. I'm creative lead at Yuga. So working with our whole creative team to ideate and art direct and just work together on things like Dookie Dash and Bored Yacht Club and all of those fun things, and working with a lot of people on this call to make those things happen. And yeah, jokingly, I was like, who am I outside of the internet? Like, not really anything. Most of my time is spent online, but yeah, I like to do art in my own time when I have time and just appreciate it from a distance too. So
yeah. Amazing. Thank you. Welcome. Happy to have you. Nini, you're up next. Oh, here, let me catch your unmute for you. There we go. Oh,
it says I can't. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, I'm Nini, one of the co-founders of Ladies of the Yacht Club and Rich Aroma Coffee Shop. Outside of Web3, I'm a mother. I have 2 kids, but I literally am on here all the time. So just here, vibing, supporting the community, and finding my place. Great to be with you.
Welcome. It's your kiddo's birthday today too, right?
It was actually both of them. So I'm celebrating.
Oh, you're a busy lady. Thank you for coming. I'm sure it's a lot to balance. So gosh, God bless. Amazing.
Thank you.
So Tina, do you mind taking the baton next for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Spicy Tina. I am the Director of Community Partnerships at Yuga Labs, working across all of our lovely communities, apes, punks, other side, you name it. We love the birds are here now. Can't wait to hang with them too. And I am based in LA. I forgot what else I'm supposed to say. Who am I outside of Web3? Let's see. I'm currently I also love to move my body, like Shannon was saying. I'm also very much in my cooking era. It's pretty much how I de-stress now. So yeah, every night I like pretty much make something. And
Oh, where? I'm going to keep that in mind when I see you at our events. Amazing. Thank you. Welcome. Stevie, do you mind hopping up next for us?
GM. I am Stevie or Amanda. You can call me whatever you want. I am all things sort of community and culture at Proof and Moonbirds, and Mythics and Oddities and all of those things that we have under that umbrella. Excited to be here. I've had so many like amazing conversations already with the women at Yuga, and like the fact that in 2 weeks you like whip this up was just like, okay, this is a great spot for me. Outside of Web3, like, to be honest, I came in here as a collector. So like when I'm off work, I'm also just like collecting and like looking at like art and like all that stuff. But I'm also a mom as well. I am the mom of a almost 5-year-old, a 4-year-old. And it is definitely difficult to sort of juggle them both, but it's also good motivation to, you know, crush it and hustle out here, you know?
Oh, there we go. I'm learning so much already about the squad. These are the moments to bring it up. Thank you, both mom ladies. Let's see, Tiger, can you start us off now? An intro about who are you, where are you from, what is your Web 2, and who are you in Web 3?
Hi, I'm Tiger. Glad to be invited here again. I always have a good time with you and Popple. It's been great. I exist only on the internet. That's what I think we're all like agreeing to here. In Web3, I am a co-founder of Ladies of BAYC along with Nini. Also, just overall shitposting queen for BAYC right now. Currently, I am running for one of the community council positions. That election opens today. I feel like I've just been campaigning for the last like 6 months over the course of ApeCoin DAO and also BAYC. So it's been really fun to be a part of the community. In my IRL world, I used to be in project management, was fortunate enough to quit that thanks to crypto. And I guess I'm considered part-time, full-time Web3 at this point. Started a new position as project management for a new social fi app called SimSocial. Got on board all of you ladies, earn you guys some ETH. But yeah, on my like personal time, I just like to travel. That's basically what I like to do in the real world.
Okay, there we go. Anywhere fun that you've been?
I've been to probably about over 30 countries at this point. Yeah, like the last international trip was actually Ape Fest in Hong Kong.
Oh, amazing. Oh, thank you. Thanks for being here. It is nice to see you again on stage. Vicky, one of my faves. Hey, Vicky girl.
Hello. I feel like I ended up writing a list. I'm like, what am I? I'm a mum. I'm a grandma. I just realized that my eldest son is turning 30 this year. And I went, oh, wow. Like, yeah, you don't really think about it when you're a mum. They just get older and then hopefully they leave home. But yeah, mum, grandma, entrepreneur, businesswoman, had a UK business that I grew from just me to lots of staff and shops. Then we decided, because this is the kind of person I am, let's go make ice cream in Florida. So we left the UK with 5 suitcases 7 years ago and a teenage daughter, and we've been here for 7 years making ice cream. So obviously I'm fortunate that being in Florida most of the time, ice cream is good here. So, and it's nice to see Shannon's in Miami and obviously Blue's in St. Pete. So gradually everyone's coming over here. So I'd like to have some women meetups in the ice cream store.
I love that. What's your favorite ice cream flavor, Vicky? This is a trick question.
It's not a shit question. I will tell you what I tell my customers, which confuses them. When they say, what's your favorite flavor? I say, the one you buy. And they go, And I'm going, because that's what makes it your favorite flavor. But my favorite is cookie butter. That's an addiction.
Yummy, yummy. Okay, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank
you. Would you mind doing an intro for us? Who are you? Where are you from? And your Web 2 and Web 3 version?
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Mumbot. I'm an artist, toy designer, storyteller, world builder, and founder of Mumbot World, and also the international creative community Ghost Club. Outside of Web3, I'm also a mom of 2, which means I am a professional driver, professional chef, a life coach, many other things. I don't know. I could go on. But yeah, and I'm just really excited to be here and join all of these incredible ladies. Your energy is already like, I don't even need my coffee. It's like I'm awake. So
that's what we love to hear, right? Just like magnetic. Yeah, it's so amazing to have all these different ladies on board.
And I want ice cream now because several people brought up ice cream. So yeah,
Ricky, I think we're all going to be doing what you're saying. We're going to have a little pop up over there. Amazing. All right. Well, welcome in. Thank you for the grand intro. I'm going to let Popple kind of drive us with the presentation. I don't see Vote yet, but I hope that she's able to tune in. I know she's bouncing in between meetings, so we'll see. But let's get started. Let's start with our first speaker. Let's put Vote. Oh, go ahead, Popple. I see you just popped in. Come on. Drop in a note. Oop, you're muted.
Sorry.
Here, let me see.
I'm sorry, like I'm actually putting Momba down and we just have to switch space and he's don't know and just like don't know why I hit the limit. But we will go by order today to having some question. And thanks again everyone's coming to the space. Just have a some tech issue. But yeah, how about we start from Sharon first, right?
Yeah, let's
we start from Sharon.
I'm going to quickly jump in. Can we just introduce Imperia?
Can't forget her.
Did we forget Imperia? Oh my gosh!
Sorry.
Imperia, the one that was like
let's introduce Imperia first, and then we thank you. Remind us. Sometimes when too many ladies, too beautiful in the
moving
space.
around, yeah.
Imperia! Listen, ladies, there's just too much awesome in this room. So I'm happy to be here, just chilling, watching the awesome happen. But yeah, thanks all for having me. It's a wonderful Friday. So excited to be here. I work a lot with Low Belly and Spicy at Yuga. I'm also co-founder at Bored Keeps, in case you guys haven't heard about us. Happy to tell you more later. Pretty much my Web 2 is my Web 3. But outside of Web 3, I'm a huge nerd. I love the game. I've been dragging Tina to the gym lately, the bouldering gym. Love doing that. That's also my obsession. Vicky reminded me, fun fact, I did used to work at an ice creamery. Shout out to Salt and Straw. Favorite flavors, honey lavender. So yeah, that's right, Shannon. I see you there. But happy to be here and can't wait to continue to kick this off.
Yeah, thanks, Imperia. Save the best for last. Thanks, Vicky, for helping us stay on track. Amazing. Yeah, we have a full send today. I'm going to have to get some ice cream now after this. Everyone's getting hungry. Thanks, Vicky. Super good. All right, I'll wait for Popple to switch back in so I don't go ahead of us again. There we go. I wanted to make sure I'm giving enough time. Let me unmute you. You should just stay unmuted so I don't have to catch you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I just have to switch Mombat in between me. I'm sorry again. First question will be start from Sharon's, and very excited having you in here again. I miss you so much. The last time we catch up, it's in a WeCons, and I feel like so long time to see you, and we're excited to see you again, maybe in the MTNYC. So my first question will be, who will be the women's role models that have make you significant inspire you, and how did they influence you? Yeah.
So good to see you, and such an awesome question. Imperia, we have to talk about Salt and Straw later, so I'm going to DM you about that. In terms of women that inspire me, I'm going to name 2. One, my mom. She passed away in 2019, and I will say that I don't know if any of you have been through that, but there's nothing more clarifying about what you need to do in the world when realizing the person you were doing it for is no longer there. Like, she was such an amazing woman, all about compassion. And that really guides me every day in terms of my work. Like, how can I show compassion? How can I understand people better? And so I feel super grateful for her. The other one I'll name is probably cliche at this point, but actually did really impact me and a ton of women in her generation. So prior to coming into Web3, I had a long career in Web2, was lucky enough to join Google in the early days and then Meta. And Sheryl Sandberg was a huge leader in both, that basically groomed an entire generation of women leaders in her path. There's a whole generation of women leaders that I used to work with that all basically wrote books based on conversations that I've had with Sheryl, who was so awesome. But one thing that I loved seeing her in action was not only the moments that she was great, but the moments that she faced challenges, which I think we all do. And she did so with so much grace. I remember this day, she had worked directly with Larry Summers, who is major in terms of, former US Secretary of the Treasury. And she had worked directly under him as an undergrad. So he had come to speak at Google. She was giving an off-the-cuff intro, a completely gorgeous, off-the-cuff speech. She's an incredible speaker. And right in the middle of the speech that she's using to intro, this guy, random dude in the audience, just yells out, "Who is the real speaker today?" And it was so rude. It was so disrespectful. And Sheryl just took a beat, was like, "I'm almost done," and just kept going. And she was so gracious about the whole thing. Afterwards she spoke to him and was super compassionate about it. And I think what I took from that is, we're all going to be in scenarios where we face challenge. And you just have to shine, because people are going to hate on you whether you do a good job, and they're going to hate on you whether you do a bad job. All you can do is shine and be who you are and show compassion to those who don't see it yet. So that's definitely been inspiring to me as I think about how to move forward in my career. Even when there's challenges, we have to show grace to them, continue to shine, and show compassion to those around us.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. And you recently, this Forbes picture here, I just saw that recently on your Twitter. Do you want to share a little bit about what that was about?
Yeah, we're super grateful to the Forbes team. I think they're doing a lot of work to empower leaders in Web3. They started something called Inner Circle, and they've been promoting a lot of artists, creatives, and contributors to Web3. So I was lucky enough to be named to the Inner Circle yesterday, and I really took it as, I'm really there on behalf of all the world of women, the entire community. I really feel grateful to represent this idea that women belong in Web3. So super proud to represent the community in there.
Oh, you look good. Looking good. Yeah, let's get into your next question. So what are some barriers or challenges that you face as a woman, and how did you experience from gaining from that?
I will say that the biggest barrier that I had was the mindset. In Silicon Valley, it's easy to get into the mindset that, it's not for women. Growing up in my career, most of the rooms I was in, I was the only one, whether it was in, women in business, women in tech, Silicon Valley, venture investing. But once I changed my mindset that being the only, it's not a disadvantage, it's an opportunity, because I have the opportunity to share a new perspective. I have the opportunity to offer something different than others in the room. I think that really helped me, because my mindset I have 100% control over. And of course, there's going to be external things that happen outside of my control. But if I start to see the fact that I'm different as an opportunity, that's something that I can rock with no matter how many tough rooms I'm in.
Yeah, attitude is everything, and patience and being able to control your emotions so that they don't react. That is amazing advice. And thank you. Thanks again for being here, Shannon. All the ladies, let's give her a round of applause. It's so great to have her. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thanks so much. And shout out to the WOW team on the screen. You see a majority of the World of Women team at our recent gala. Everything that we do is not possible without them. And honestly, without the badass women that we have in this room. So thanks so much. I feel super grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Go WOW, ladies. No pun intended. Wow. Okay, let's bring up Spicy Tina. Yeah, Spicy and I have been working together for years now. It feels like we're always in Slack together. So Spicy, how's it going for you? How's your day been so far? Tell us about this picture with Mr. Kobe here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is basically when my life and my career peaked. Before I worked in Web3, I was also in the tech world. I worked at Twitter before this. and was a producer, creative producer, content producer, went to a lot of events, interviews, all of that. And we filmed something it was some NBA related content. And we got to do an interview with Kobe, and it was an early, it was like him talking about his early days, his rivalries with like Shaq and Dwayne and all of that, which was pretty much a dream for a kid who grew up in LA. And so, yeah, I asked somebody to take a sneaky picture of me explaining something on the phone.
Pixar didn't happen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so good. Well, thanks for being here. Let's start it off. So, who is a woman role model that has made a significant impact on you? And tell us more about that experience.
Yeah. Well, early on, so I was a producer for many years before I kind of moved into this community and partnerships role at Yuga. And I was fortunate enough to have some pretty great female leadership along the way. Very early in my producing career, I was probably like 23, 24 years old. I worked for an exec producer. Her name was Jacinta. And she really, really elevated my taste level and attention to detail because she just expected excellence from everyone. It's like she was quite feminine, but she had these like what we traditionally think are like male like traits. And she was really showing that in the office every day. And so she was expecting excellence from everything. She was paying attention to every tiny detail, and she was tough on me. She was really tough on me. And I think I needed it. It was it was like a very formative time for me to have someone be tough on me and make me like that. And she was very opinionated and bold with how she communicated her feedback. And I remember it was just like a lot to see at once of like a female leader doing that. But people really responded well to that. It resonated. They respected her. And so that, it was something I really learned from. And then later I had other amazing EPs. Another one, her name was Tinika, who I remember I was in a meeting room with her and a few meetings with her early on. And then she walked out of one once and she's like, "Can you stop apologizing every time you say something?" And I was like, yeah. And she's like, just say it. It's fine. None of the dudes apologize. Just don't. And I was like, okay. And after that, like, it was like little things like that really, really shaped me.
We do that often as ladies. I don't know any of the other speakers that are on the stage. Have you experienced that as well? Like you just automatically just sorry. It's like, it's okay, right? It's like, man, but thank you for sharing. It's like we have such a amazing women that we work with at the company. On my team, especially, I've never been so like strong. Anytime I need something, they're always rising me up. They're always teaching me different things. Like we are really blessed to have such cool ladies. And then let's kick it off, Spicy, to your other question. So what are some of the barriers that you have faced and challenges as a lady? And like what advice can you give to others that are following the same path?
Yeah, I mean, not to overly generalize this, but I do think women tend to underplay or maybe undersell their contributions to a project or to an organization in favor of celebrating a larger team, which, to be clear, like I think that's the secret sauce of running a really successful organization, is to celebrate a whole team and have a solid crew, and that's how you build trust. But often that can get taken advantage of if you don't advocate for yourself or at least make your role and contributions to something really clear. And more than once in my career, I definitely saw someone take a disproportionate amount of credit for something that maybe was a whole team or maybe something that I had done. And after experiencing that a couple of times, I really learned that you just have to advocate for yourself super hard. And, I think just look out for the rest of your team too, and look out for people to do that, because no one's really going to advocate for you. You have to do it yourself, and you have to not see it as being annoying or like, I feel like women are taught feel like they shouldn't push back in many ways, in many times, especially if there's like senior male leadership or even women, women do it to each other too, full stop. But it does tend to, but women disproportionately, I think, like let it happen. So just, really advocating for yourself is the thing, to have the courage to speak up.
Oh, that is amazing. I have the same fear. It's like, is this being like one of the only ladies, like sometimes in our Slack channels, I'm like, does this sound right? Did I say that correctly? Am I being degenerate enough? Like,
and And Blue, I have to shout you out. You're one of the most amazing ladies I've worked with. You have the best attitude, and like you are always calling out the right questions. You just have, I mean, honestly, all the ladies at Yuga truly, like Electro's not here, but like just like great spidey sense, great like that seems wrong. Let's fix that. You know. So.
Oh, thank you. That's a blessed compliment. It's like it's always like, am I making sense?
Yeah.
I think that there's nothing like sometimes I like to, sorry if I want to cut you off, but like everything that you're saying, I'm like, check. And there's like, honestly, sometimes I want to come in there with the confidence of a dude, you know, like just come in there and just be like, yeah, I meant to do that, or like it's not a problem. I don't have to apologize. Sometimes like I want to try to remind myself sometimes of that moment, because it's really just about how you present yourself. And that's how people will take it, right? Like you could like work super hard, you can be like that boss person, but if it doesn't land in that way that is like full confidence, it becomes like it's so much harder to kind of, you know, advocate for yourself, right? So I really just want to like thank you for like saying all of those just real things of like how difficult it can be working here, especially like being one of the few. But again, 2 weeks in, I'm like, all the women here are absolute rock stars, and I'm just so lucky to like get introduced to these people in this sort of larger Bored Ape ecosystem. Like this has been really cool. So again, thank you guys so much for having me, for real.
Thank you. And one quick note, I know it's International Women's Day, but I have had a lot of great male leadership too. And one of my favorite male leads, something I took from him.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Tina.
Yeah, I know. He would just be like, I had the best idea. And then he would say it. And it's like, just saying that, people are like, that's probably a good idea. So
yeah,
honestly.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know what I mean? Just walk in and be like, this is the best. This is the thing.
Yes. I love that. Okay, well, he can stay.
He can stay. We'll let him pass. We'll give him a check.
I'll allow it.
Well, thank you so much, Spicy Tina. It's such a blast to have you here, and yeah, amazing advice. Round of applause for Tina, please. Woo! Oh, super good. Let's get Mumbot up to our stage. Let's hear some more about Mumbot's experience.
Yeah.
So Mumbot, hey. So what? Hello. Yeah, I love the artwork behind you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Are you an artist as well?
Yes. I'm an artist and I'm a collector. So some of that is mine and some of that are pieces of art from artists who I love that I've collected.
It's beautiful. Everything behind me is my abstract as well. I'm an expressionist, so anytime I move into a new apartment, I do not get the security deposit back. So just learn just to deal with that.
Will you like to share a little bit your behind the art piece? Like,
what was that?
Do you have anything you want to show on screen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Behind you? Is there anything within hand reach? Sorry, we just kind of.
I didn't. I wish there was something. I don't really have like something of mine or something of someone else's.
Anything if you want to share the piece, that'd be good too. Like I can just pawn you a bigger so that everybody can see.
One of my toys that's not out yet, but this is the girl from the fourth floor. This is just like a prototype.
Whoa.
I figure since it's International Women's Day, this is a female character I'm really excited about that's going to be released pretty soon. Most of the characters I've released are like Augustus is a dude, but he's a ghost and he's dead. And some of my other characters are more like creatures, nature, spirits and whatnot. But this is this character is half forest spirit and half girl. So yeah.
Oh wow. And how do you usually make these? What are they made out of?
Well, this is actually manufactured. This is a vinyl toy. Oh, a ghost just fell out.
Oh, don't break it.
That's fine. It comes off. It's just the
okay. Yeah.
It'll
so
break.
Talk about the ghost, and I know you have something to share. As I'm gonna share those story in the screen. Is really excited because of that actually the first ghost in the space. And it's like, I remember seeing the whole process. And would you like to share the story? I know I have a couple questions for you, but I think it's great to maybe change the question to share your own story.
Oh yeah, thanks for sharing that, Popple. That's so that was just about a month ago. Augustus, my main character, which you can also see in my PFP. Augustus, the ghost. I was a part of a Web3 project put together by Axiom Space in collaboration with Nifty Gateway and Transient Labs, and myself and six other artists. We all made a digital artwork and then also had a physical that went with it. And each artist's physical got to go up into the launch AX3, which was in space for 21 days. And yeah, I'm allowed to say that it's the first ghost toy by Mumbot in space officially. That's how I'm allowed to say it. So but yeah, that was a very humbling experience actually, and it was something that while it was happening I realized it wasn't like it's not like I had a lot of questions like how does that feel, like what does it feel like to have like your art in space, like that's crazy. But actually what it really felt like is that like I'm a part of something bigger than myself, and that I was representing so many other people who just like one had the same dream as me, like as a kid, of like maybe being an astronaut or seeing their art reaching for the stars, you know what I mean? And just like having that same level of, you know, just, I don't know what the word is. I'm losing it. But the point is that, I mean, I got chills, when I was there, and it felt like, I could feel it too. I could feel all the artists around me. I mean, we had Snowfro, we had Amber Vittori, we had all these other artists, Richard Jang, and we all had Jordan Lyle. We all had our art up there, right? And like we're a part of it, and at the same time, we're like feeling like just this is this thing that's all about like everyone on this planet right now, and yeah, I know I'm not articulating it.
No, that sounds very special.
I just wanted to add, Mumbot, what you've shown, because I watched everybody's journey, and I think the thing to take away, or the thing that I took away from it, is you've shown myself and other people it is possible. It is possible to make a difference. It is possible to be seen, and that in itself is just like, I can't tell you, it's like, because unless you see it, but like as an individual, when it all happened, I'm in my office going, these people, their art went to the moon, and then there's other people like what? Like I'm like, no, they went like up in space. It's like it's absolutely incredible what you guys have done, and I just want to congratulate you. It's just huge.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I'm a little bit crying on the side listening this, and really, it's you very represent some part of us artists, and it's you making everything as possible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that story. That was a really nice gem. I did not know that happened. I'm interested in throwing some art up in space.
There's so many organizations that are making efforts to put art in space. And actually one of the coolest things is while I was out there, I made friends with like, I have space friends now. I made friends with some people who are part of the Dear Moon project. There was a filmmaker who's, he's going to be one of the first all artist crews to orbit the moon. That's happening pretty soon. And, there's Moondao. I don't know. There's a bunch of different organizations that all have like different things going on all the time that has to do with like creativity and space and how to inspire others. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are very inspiring. And we're going to have to do a little sideline after this. I want to hear more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I want to shout out.
I don't want to steal your shine at all, Mumbot. I will say, we got some space birds on the moon actually a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, I know.
I will say.
On the Intuitive Machines launch, I watched that as well. I just want to shout out real quick Dr. Cyan Proctor, because she's an astronaut, and she was super inspiring to me. I was in her drop party like in Clubhouse like 2 years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, and ever since I heard about her journey, I was just in awe, and the way she carries herself. She was in this project as well, and Just check her out. She's amazing, by the way. But she's also an artist.
Drop her name in the chat so we can see.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think that there's something kind of bigger there in that there are even programs to put art or digital art or NFTs or whatever on the moon. Like, I think it sort of lends a little bit more credence to what it is that we're doing here, that we could maybe get up there. Like, even though there's different programs that are doing it and all of that stuff, you know, like, I love these sort of like signals of like more and more people, like through these sort of like really interesting ways, are starting to learn more about NFTs and digital art and, you know, all of those movements. So I think it's really cool. And then from an artist perspective, Mumbot, I think it probably felt so good, just because this is not something that's necessarily like tied to like, oh, you sold something out, or oh, this person bought your thing or called you out. It's like, this is probably felt like it was for you, like truly, right? Like, my thing at least has this moment in this place that is not like something that can be like commoditized in any way, right? So congrats on that. That's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Oh, amazing. Well, let's get to hear more about your woman influence, Mumbot. Can you share with us a role model and an experience that you have?
Yeah, I mean, I shouted out Dr. Sian Proctor. She's a good one, but I think I would have to give it to. There's so many. I'm inspired by ladies like everyone here on this panel. To be honest with you, there were some serious gems dropped in here, from just how you handle things with grace, to, you know, the apologizing thing. I just caught myself doing that last weekend, actually, and a complete stranger was like, "What are you sorry about?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm not sorry. I didn't do anything." No, but I probably have to give it to. I mean, I have a couple of aunts and my mother-in-law they all inspire me in different ways, but one specific aunt, she has done just so much for the family, and she's like this person who's kind of a force, and she was doing things before it was like a thing. I have an aunt, she's a famous actress actually in China, and she has she's been in over 200 films and television shows, and she's like recently, like 2 years ago, won like the Paris Film Festival Actress of the Year or something like that. She's helped like put LGBTQ forward in representation in film since the 80s. Like, she's been a star of films and still somehow like is a treasure. She's considered like a treasure, national treasure. Her name is Guayale, and she, you know, no matter all the closed-mindedness and all of the, I'm sure the hard, difficult things that the challenges she's had to deal with, right, going through her career since the 60s, managed to handle everything with grace and just set such a strong example as like a female figure in our family of just like, there's a lot of boys, and I don't know how to honor her, honestly, like, besides just to try to do my best to be this strong female figure who also just I keep striving to achieve my dreams and my goals, and also handle challenges with the same grace that she does, and to continue to shine, like Shannon said. And yeah, so
yeah, no, that's amazing. It's always nice to have people that can surround you and lift you up, and it seems like they made a really big impact on you. So thank you so much for being here, Mumbot. Everyone give her a nice little round. Thank you. Let's have Nini.
Yeah, let's move to the next one. Yes.
Let's get Nini up here. This is our I believe our second together. Yeah, why don't you share with us a little bit about this photo here? Give us a little backstory.
It was actually the other photo. I don't know if we're going off the questions. I'm like, so that's what I'm prepared for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's roll. You want me to roll into the questions?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I was like, wait. I was like, this is the Nini IP, what I've been working on. But
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll team off then. So what is a moment of gratitude that you can share that made you feel heard and represented?
Honestly, I think it was our first inaugural Ladies of BOYC meetup. It was that feeling of being included and motivated to continue to be in the community along with other intelligent, talented ladies like your guys's, like all you, to push me forward. And that's what we continue to do with Ladies of the Yacht Club now, doing retreats, doing events, doing, lady dinners and all that. So that's what motivated me and continue to moving forward.
Ah, well, love that. And you do so much for the ladies' spaces. Like, just shout out. We have to have representation, and you and the other teammates, you're taking charge on that. So big shout out, everybody. Yay. Do you want to share a little bit more about how we can create a more inclusive space as women? And what can you kind of share with like some advice or inspiration that you can give us?
I really feel like just by doing this, including us in spaces, you and Popville have, organized a really great space and with amazing ladies. Like, why not continue doing that with, retreats, dinners, events, things around NFT events, welcoming women, feeling, together. And yeah, sorry guys, I'm a little nervous.
No, you're doing great. I mean, this is
like I love what you guys are doing. Like, just bringing everybody together, and that's just what it's about, supporting one another.
This is definitely like the first step of just pulling different ladies from the ecosystem. And so honored that you said yes and you wanted to join us. We were like, well, who can we invite? And then the floodgates open after the announcement was made, and I was like, I wish we could bring 30 ladies on deck, but we'd be here all day, which I wouldn't mind either.
Right.
Yeah. So so Nini, thanks so much for joining us. Everyone, let's give Nini a round of applause. So good to have you here. We're all hungry with those cookies now. I see the chat going crazy.
Oh, I know. I actually did these. I've been trying to find being a mother, we host events, we do parties, we learn how to crochet, we learn how to do all kinds of stuff, right? I have my sister, she's a baker, and I was like, we need to do like a Valentine's box. So it was a little example of doing that with Ladies of BAYC and me. And I did one with Sarah and Zach. They ordered a Valentine's box, but just, creating cookies and doing that whole kit together. That's what I do. Like, I just figure shit out and do it.
Everyone in the chat is asking if you can airdrop some cookies to them because they're all hungry.
Yes. Send me your addresses.
Send Addie. Send wallet addresses. Just kidding. Thank you, Nini. It's such a blessing to have you here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Absolutely. And let's get Lo up here on stage. Again, another one of my forever OGs, Lo Belly.
Hey. In a long time, like I feel like almost 3 years now, or maybe more now. Blue.
Who wrote that in the chat? Like 1 year is like a decade.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, amazing. Well, why don't you share a little bit about the photo that you have on your slide? I know there's a lot of things that you have working. You're such a creative artist. Why don't you give us the breakdown on this?
Well, I included these images because my role at Yuga right now is all about creative and just figuring out the storytelling that we're doing through our art, and however that may appear. And I think, I just wanted to show off some of the things that not I personally worked on, but, helped coordinate with our team and just helped ideate on. And I love our art and showing it off.
It's amazing. It's
wait,
an artist.
The milk cow, it's you create, right? The milk cow.
I didn't come up with the cow, but I definitely want the cow to be everywhere, so I include it when I can.
Love it. I'm actually in the other side. I was like sticking around the cow and was like, this dude is in here. What he doing? It's so cute. I love it.
Yeah, the other side team is amazing. They're operating their own whole beast. They have, their own kind of creatives over there. And we work together a lot before the Apes Come Home trip just to include little fun things and thinking about like what would be cool to come across. And I'm like, I feel like we need the cows just like in a pasture hanging out. And as I suspected, people, jumped all over them and took selfies with them. And that's what they were there for, to hang out with. So yeah, cows come home. We love the cows.
The cows come home. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay, well, let's get to know a little bit about your background. Can you share a moment of gratitude where you felt heard and represented?
Yeah, I think that's why I included these images. There's so many more that we work on, but I think my gratitude is even being in a position at Yuga to be able to not only kind of use my creative powers and have a say in things and help kind of shape what people are seeing. And like I said, how we're telling that story, but also tap into like our whole team of people like Imperia and Spicy and so many others who are like the brains behind all of this. So yeah, I think just having the opportunity to flex that muscle and have people trust it and be like, yeah, that's actually a great idea, or like, let's roll with that. And just kind of, working on things like that.
No, that's well said. You got to take a little bit of pieces from different places and kind of mesh them all together like a puzzle. So absolutely. And then can you share a woman role model and just give a little bit of a experience that you have and some insights on advice?
For sure. So before I entered kind of Web3 Yuga sphere, I was an elementary school teacher, which some people know, some people don't.
I forgot.
Yeah, I was the teacher lady, and taught third grade for many years and worked with kids, and it was just my life, and still is, but in a different way. But I think what I learned from being a teacher was, one, you're a woman who is kind of in charge of a lot of things. There's a lot of parallels to my job now, even just to teaching, where, you're juggling a lot of different things that maybe may not even be your job. And as a teacher, I was surrounded by many other women. Like the majority of the teaching field, especially in elementary school, is predominantly women. So I learned a lot from very strong role models, like including my mom. She was a teacher and then a principal and then like an educational administrator for many years. And then moving into this kind of creative world within Yuga, and just even before being on the community team, I've always had, up until recently, all women managers. So I feel like all of my bosses, all of my life have been women, which is kind of just, something that just happened to happen that way, but have totally just guided and shaped me throughout my life. And I'm super thankful to, similar to Spicy's story, like some women with, a lot of grit and they're tough and they kind of just tell you how it is. And don't need to be babied at all. Like just throw me in the deep end. I feel like that's the best way to learn. So love all my ladies in my life.
Oh, you're such an inspiration, Lo. Thank you for sharing all of that. It's like, let's give her a round of applause. Bring in space here. It's so good to see you. Oh, super. Let's bring up Tiger. I'm hearing in the chat that we're gonna need to make another ladies chat after all of this. Everyone's so excited. Tiger.
Just do more ladies space. That's what
absolutely
exactly, right? Yeah.
Hey, and Tiger, tell us a little bit about these little coconuts, it looks like, in your pictures. What's this picture about?
So Popple asked us to like provide a photo where we felt like gratitude or felt really just good about where we are and stuff. So like, this is what I like to do. I like to go for the views and have a beverage or dessert in my hand. So I thought it was just hilarious how we got into the like ice cream combos and like cookie combos.
Yeah.
Different parts of the world with different beverages and desserts. That's when I feel grateful. When I feel very grateful.
Oh, and then that brings into the question of your moment of gratitude. So is this where you felt heard and represented with a drink in your hand? Is that how it works?
Always. No, it's like when that's hilarious. When I feel heard and represented, honestly, like being part of the BoredIn Yacht Club ecosystem, constantly I feel heard and represented. Not even just from the women, but also the men. They're always just like, they've always been so supportive. Like, rarely do we like get anybody who's like coming after our throats for just doing something fun or being like funny or weird. So like, I think our little ecosystem's kind of lucky in that sense. And because sometimes I like when I like step out of the ecosystem, sometimes, you know, there could be a little bit of drama there, but yeah, I'm just so grateful just to be part of the BoredIn Yacht Club.
Yeah, we do have some really amazing ladies in our club. It's like, shout out to all the ladies in the BAYC. Do you want to share a lady role model that's been in your life and maybe a significant impact or experience that you've had with her?
It's like kind of like the whole like, oh, the universe is aligning. Like, I didn't even know Shannon was going to be on the show. And then on my list, it was Shannon Snow and Natalie Stone. So Shannon, as you know, she is the head of like the women's NFT project. And like she got hired like 2 years ago, and just like her like persistence, preserving through like the bear market, just carrying with class. Like same thing with Natalie. Like the two of them just walk into the room and immediately everybody turns their head. They're like, that's a boss bitch right there. Like those are the types of women I love seeing, just like representing the space. And yeah, those are like, I think they should be role models for a lot of women who are entering now too.
Yeah, I love to hear that. And you drop that name in the chat. Like let's try to empower our women networking. That would be super. Thank you for coming, Tiger. Let's give Tiger a round of applause. Woo! Yay! All the ladies. Thanks for coming. Don't mean to rush any of us off a stage. I know there's a few that might jump off to head to meetings. If so, do that, boss babe. Do it. Let's get Stevie up here on stage. Stevie, we just had was our donut this week or last week?
Yeah, it was this week. I think it was Tuesday or something. I know these days go by so quickly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I did most honest.
And it was so good. No, the donuts are just sort of like these like pop-up like chats with people on our team, especially since we're all so remote and we don't have opportunities to just sort of bump into each other. They do like this little bot to like, connect people and just to have these random conversations. And your vibes are just so great. And I think it was perfect because then I got to come and do this today. So thank you for all of that.
Oh, for sure. I heard you on the Moonbird Spaces on Monday, and I was like,
yeah.
The
support is amazing. I love it.
Let's get into it. Tell us about this photo here. You look like you're about to be interviewed or some movie scene.
So when I was thinking about what picture I was gonna do, I was looking at the questions, and one of the questions was like, "What is a moment of gratitude where you really felt represented?" And I was just thinking about, this picture. I was thinking about the opportunity that I had to be on the Grails set and to be one of the like talking heads to talk about. So Grails is a series that we do at Proof. I don't know, it's an art drop that has a lot of really big name artists. The show itself is like incredibly produced. As you can see, some of these cameras, we had like a full set, and we do a really, really good job. And it's always people's favorite to watch the show. And they always have really big names who are there to kind of talk about the art and talk about the artists. And over the last few months at Proof, like on the media side, I was on 100 Proof talking every week about NFTs and about the market. And I got to kind of graduate to come up and talk about Grails and talk about art and these artists and how I felt about like the reveal of these artists. If you don't know about Grails, just go to proof.xyz/Grails so you can understand what I mean. But just in the sake of time, there was this really, really insane moment for me because I've been here for like 3 years. I love the Grails series, and to be able to kind of be called up, with the big boys. You can see Kevin Rose there. That's Eli who's pointing at me. He he's the head of art at Proof. That is Casey Rees, who is like this like grandfather of generative art, effectively of yeah, and then that on the end is NFT Stats or Punk 9059. You know, Sam, we love him. And so just to be able to be up there and really hold my own, to be able to have, you know, relevant thoughts about the artists because I knew them or I collected them a long time ago and I was super excited to have them there. All of that stuff was just like this crazy moment of like, yeah, I don't know, I'm valued. Like I know I am, right? I know I am. I know I probably know more about NFTs than any of these guys on the panel. But sometimes you have to be, sometimes you gotta be, you know, you gotta take your stride. You gotta earn your there's Mao.
Hey,
Yes. Mao is our director of media and the one who does the grails. And so he's there like, yeah, let's go. Perfect timing. And so I don't know. So thank you, Mao, for booking me. Thank you, Mao, for putting me on 100 Proof. Mao is somebody who is what I really love about Proof is that all of the men who are there are not anybody who feel like, I don't know, any sort of way about women. You know, you can tell those kind of men who probably are like, ooh, you're getting a little, oh, like, you know, or they make you feel a little uncomfortable. They're just like, oh, wow, you have a lot of energy, or you came off too strong. And like, that is not them at all. They help us, like, they only raise us up. Mao is the most supportive man ever, and is just, he gets it. Everybody on our team gets it, and I love that. And that kind of, let me just wrap it up with the second question about, you know, a woman who has really kind of guided me. Yes, of course, my mom. You know, my mom came to this country. She won a visa lottery from Nigeria. She stopped everything when I was 8 years old, and her and I came here to America. And I've been here, you know, in the Los Angeles area ever since. And she's done everything that she could to get me here. She only has ever wanted more for me and has always wanted me to do something safe. And at first was kind of like a little nervous about this sort of like career, but has only been supportive throughout the entire time and is just so proud of me. It's incredible. But when I got here, the one person that I think doesn't get enough credit is Maggie, who is our events director. I think she has her hand in everything, making everything incredible. Like that set right there, she did it all, right? Like she booked, maybe Mao would let me know, and Corporate Trash as well. But you know, she helped sort of like, she just has her hand in everything that we do, especially on the public side. And she is the hardest working person I've ever met, let alone a woman who, and you know, she's a mom. We make this joke. We have this meme that's like, as a woman and a mom, you know, like, but seriously, like she just helps me stay strong. She's got, her husband is an ex-hockey player, and she's got that like badassness to her. And so she's like, suck it up, get to work, let's go. And you know, especially in these last like couple of weeks, every day at the end of the day, she calls me and we do a little like, what was your day? What happened here? Like, what's going on? And like, we just connect, and she's just like, she's not my boss. We're just coworkers, but she's like a very good friend. And I think she's helping me. So that would be my person as well too. That's
You
it.
have such an amazing story, Stevie.
Thank
We're gonna have to do another donut. I got to hear more about this. This is
We
so
will.
beautiful.
We will.
So
It
inspiring.
feels like it's been so long. It feels like it's been so long. But you know, I hung out with my mom on Sunday, and I was like driving over there with my kid. I was like, oh my God, like, you know, how far have we come? You know, it's been really insane. So I'd love to tell you more about that soon, for sure.
Thank you. Well, round of applause, everybody, for Stevie.
Thanks,
that was
guys.
so awesome.
Thank you so much. That's an awesome story.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Very cool. Let's bring
continue
up
on.
Imperia. Let's see here. Imperia, again, one of the OGs since the beginning of time at the office. It feels like we wrote time at the office. Just kidding.
And she also is a Make by A members, and yeah, I'm so excited.
NBA logo. Okay. Why don't you tell us about your picture here and give a little breakdown on Bored Keeps? Give a little.
Yeah.
here.
For sure, for sure. We'll do a quick shout out to Board Keeps. Literally, it's just me and one of my best friends, Sad Witch. Please follow her if you can. But honestly, Board Keeps started from a nerdy passion that me and Sadwich realized we can only build so many custom keeps for ourselves before we become hoarders. So we wanted to extend our love and enthusiasm for building something that was a amazing cross between style, function, and longevity. And hey, listen, I've been a producer for a while and I'm all about efficiency. So when you can do it in a sexy way, like we want to spread that love, you know? So that's, you know, where Board Keeps was born from. And with the launch of MBAs, it was just like a perfect timing. I'm a recent ape holder. You know, I just got my mutant barely.
Woo!
Not a year. Yeah, fresh, you know,
Fresh.
fresh out of the oven, you know. And so, you know, MBA just seemed like a great place and space to really showcase something that I love to do and to just, you know, spread the love of custom keeps. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's giving precedent too internally, because it's like, oh man, I can't wait to get a mutant, can't wait to get an MBA. I'm like trying to follow what you're doing, Imperia, writing notes down. Love that.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah,
Blue.
I remember I just chat with Blue Icy Queen long ago, and then one day she just said, "Oh, I got it." I was like, "Okay, that just happened." Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, let's get to it, Imperia. Can you share with us a moment of gratitude that you felt heard and respected?
Yeah, for sure. For me, actually, it's hard to single out a particular moment. So when I really thought about this question, I realized it's more about a bunch of micro moments that help me consistently feel heard and represented. And I would say the most recent example of this, y'all, I know this sounds super cheese, but it's honestly since the time I started at Yuga. A lot of our team values are values that I hold personally. And, you know, I've been in workplaces where, you know, as they say, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And things easily become toxic because of that. And it's really hard to sustain a healthy form of mental and physical health when you're in a space like that. So when you're at a place that actually puts in sincere efforts in making you feel heard, represented, and accepted, it really makes a difference when trying to stay positive and optimistic in a space that, quite frankly, can be challenging. And yeah, it's these micro moments that gets my engine going in the morning.
Yeah, you are a natural energizer bunny. I'm always
Oh,
you're always online. I always see the pings. I'm like, does she take any breaks? Like,
I know, Blue. It all becomes a blur. As I say, time is a soup in Web3. It just kind of all gets melted together.
Oh, that was a beautiful story. And then can you piggyback off of who's a woman role model that's been in your life and what impact they've made on you?
Yeah, absolutely. Disclaimer, I love my family. So, you know,
Okay.
but with that being said, I
Okay.
wanted to give a couple of shout outs to people outside of my family. So the first person I gotta talk about and came top of mind is actually my bus driver in elementary school. I mean, shout out to Miss Anita, you know. She literally watched me grow up. She showed me every day, or she showed up every day, sorry, to pick me up. And, you know, I know it was her job, but it was her attitude and sincerity and open nature that really helped me shape who I am today. Just the way she approached her duties with a great sense of enthusiasm. She made me want to feel like I wanted to go to school and be excited about learning. She wasn't afraid to call out kids when they were misbehaving. And hey, you know what? She definitely saw me punch a bully on the bus and did not say anything. So can always be grateful for her on that. And then lastly, listen, y'all, I gotta give a shout out to the queen, Lady Gaga. She really helped me find myself and understand my personal identity. We all know how powerful and impactful music can be, but she really made an impact in my life in terms of how I treat people, myself. You know, the concept of self-love and really continues to fuel the fires of what I believe in and just doing the right thing even when it's hard. Yeah.
Oh, that's really amazing. I wasn't expecting that. And everybody like put their hands up, like, woo! I thought maybe we could get like a cute moment. That's
It's
so
really role
awesome.
model, exactly. Push it, bang it up, like, yeah.
Let's go. Thank you, Imperia. Thanks for joining us and bringing space. That was amazing. Love to learn so much about you. Again, we got to get a sequel to a donut as well. Let's bring up Vicky. Vicky to the stage. Save the best for last. Hey, Vicky.
Oh, I got to follow Imperia. Fuck.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
nowhere near as. Like, she got all the drip. She's cool. Like, she had the story, the bus lady. I'm like, oh no. If I'd have seen this, I'd have been like, no, don't put me like here. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for coming, everyone.
You see how cool Vicky is? She's totally prepared. You know, look at her background, look at her shirt. She's a 100% prepared anytime. Like, I wonder, do you even sleep, put the shirt on? Like, just like, this is my hoodie. I need the shirt on. Yeah.
I wanted to put that picture because that was like a memory for me of a battle. We all know what it's like sometimes trying to get in the merch line, whether it be physical or online, to successfully achieve getting a cap and a hoodie, and then drop underneath my breath how much it cost and thought my husband was going to pass out, and he knows what a messy eater I am. So ever since I took that picture, those items have remained back sealed in a bag because I don't trust myself not to drop food down it. So it's kind of a memorable picture for more reasons. Now thinking about it, I probably should have done my mutant with the knife, because that is in the journey of like the BAYC journey. I remember 2 nights vividly. One is the mutant drop where me and Hustle House were like live on a Spaces when they went, there's a link. And we're like, why is there a link? There's a mint. What do you mean there's a mint? Like the kind of emotions that you suddenly go through. And he's like, oh my God, I'm minting. And I'm like, I don't want to mint. I don't want to mint. I don't want to press any buttons. He goes, oh no, I've pressed it twice. Like that kind of like chaos that ensued with being kind of in this club is so infectious. And so then on the back end of seeing my mutant suddenly appear in a video running around with a knife, I literally, my ribs hurt because my notifications were blowing up. It was like, wait, Vicky, is that your mutant? And I couldn't speak because I was laughing so much, because it's a kind of how I imagine her to be if she was alive. So to have somebody, and I don't want to call any names because I don't know to this day who did it, but like I kind of think in my mind it was Lo, but I'm going to go with it. It was Lo. Put a knife in her hand, and like she just like, yeah, she's just such a badass mutant. And of course, then I got this one as well. So yeah, just a weird tangent on the end of International Women's Day is like the fun journeys and the things that you never even knew you were going to have like 3 years ago, just through a cartoon monkey PFP.
Lo, I see a little smile on Lo's face. It's like guilty or not guilty. I can't tell.
I'm going to say it was and just keep it like that until someone DMs me and says, no, actually it was me. It's like, I'm happy. Like, it's just such a cool moment. But that we all get to share seeing our characters come alive, you know. And I think that just goes to prove the fact that I'm still receiving now stickers. Quick shout out for those of you that haven't sent stickers to my ice cream store in Florida that are going to go on to like a piece of artwork. And there's some people's stickers that I have that they don't even know I've got their stickers. Shout out to Sarah. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, again, it brings us all together. We can be like around the other side of the world, different time zones, yet we all have a really, really common interest. And, you know, I think that's the beauty of being this kind of weird dysfunctional family, that it just kind of works for all of us.
Yeah, it really does. We all come from different parts, different backgrounds. Most definitely, Vicky. Appreciate you being here. Let's kick it off. Can you share a moment of gratitude where you felt heard and represented?
I'm going to be a weird one and say I thought about the questions, and I've had a very different journey growing up. And again, I thought about the questions of other women and stuff like that. And I think it's a tough one for me in terms of gratitude, because my story is slightly different. I've had to fight tooth and nail for every single thing I've got. I grew up on a council estate. My mum passed away when I was 16. I was homeless when I was 17. You know, my husband said, you should write a book. And I went, do you know what? I don't think it will probably be a good idea, because people then realize is like, you know, it's sometimes what you think you see on social media, what goes on behind with someone's lifestyle, is to have to claw every bit of your kind of journey. As taught my children, is like, it is nothing for free. You know, you have to work super hard, and sometimes, you know, when you're a woman, you have to work 3-4 times harder than your peers, and sometimes be paid for less. You know, and hopefully, I don't know, sometime in my lifetime, I hope that the struggle won't be as real for many people. But all I really wanted to kind of say, this is one of the reasons why I said I'm happy to go at the end, was that I would ask anyone listening that feels like not heard, is that to use your voice, because not using your voice and to speak up is an injustice to yourself, you know. And if you don't speak up, the thing that why I go on spaces a lot and I request to speak up, because I know if I don't use my voice, someone else will tell my story. And that's the same for all you kick-ass amazing ladies here. You know, I know you're all very polite and sometimes don't like to pat yourself on the back, but if you don't speak up and you don't use your voice, you're doing yourselves an injustice, because you're fucking amazing, but people won't necessarily see the work that goes behind that, and they become almost, I don't know, they just don't necessarily realize you're there. They know you're not there when things don't work though. But yeah, just use your voice, speak up, and get, you know, what everybody should have.
Yeah, thank you. That's incredible advice. Like, absolutely. Just the first step is to stepping in and just being heard. Thank you for sharing that, Vicky. And yeah, let's close it out with, who is a lady role model in your life? And can you share one of those moments or experiences that you've had?
I don't have one, other than I guess if I really had to go deep, would be myself. The fact that I've managed to I saw a Snoop Dogg video which I shared on my Instagram, so Lo probably saw it because I know sometimes she's over there, but it was Snoop Dogg going, I'd like to thank me for showing up every day. I'd like to thank me for like pulling through when I didn't feel like getting out. I'd like to thank me for explaining to my husband I want to spend 3 ETH on a monkey JPEG, and you know, having the power and the kind of pushing through. And I'm not really a me thanker kind of person, but I think sometimes you just have to realize is like, you know, once you don't push it away, I'm always a good one for pushing away compliments and go, no. But once you start to embrace that and let those good things happen. So thank you to me and the mutants.
Is your mutant, are you able to, can you move your shoulder a little so we can see?
Oh. I haven't got one. I should really get one of my 8, but yeah. She should be out front of house, but I'm fearful of how many customers over 65 I'll have to explain the blockchain to.
That would be the day, right?
every time I host a day, I just feel I'm the most Whitney's background. Like, I don't have a beautiful background. That's just like a cast alone again. I have to sell my beautiful background just like Wiki. Put my 8 just up bigger. Yeah.
I still get customers coming in now after my big Apema store where I had like about, I think it was about 75 apes that I stuck on canvas, and every so often I'll get like a random person that comes in. This was 2 years ago, and he literally said to me, oh, did you sell all those apes you had? And I nearly passed out because I'm like, he actually thought I owned them all, and I'm like, oh my god, can you imagine if I owned all those apes, the 75 of them? Do you think I'd be like working 7 days a week in an ice cream store? You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna come.
Oh my gosh, Laura. Oh, sorry. Laura shared
ahead.
a similar story too. Like, there was this like graffiti wall in Colombia, and then like her hometown people thought that was all her apes. And she was like, it's like everybody's like, oh my gosh, they hear BoredIn Yacht Club, and then they think like she's like this multi-billionaire.
Wow. Yeah. All my staff did not take well to having to explain, because they're all your young age, and people would say, what's the deal with the monkeys? And they'd be like, oh, it's to do with Web3 and blockchain. And they got very good, all the young kids that work with me, about explaining it. But after about the 3rd day of the same question followed by, oh, where's your accent from? All my staff were like, oh, God. go through this is like the whole of December. So yeah, that's when January I decided probably for their sanity I should take it down.
Is this only way to opt them in? It's foursome. No, I'm kidding. Amazing. Well, thank you, Vicky. Let's give Vicky a round of applause, everybody. And shout out to all the ladies. Yes. I want to thank me. I want to thank me. I love that advice. I'm going to think about that every day now before I jump on a Zoom call. I want to thank me. And Purple, you've been an amazing host. Like, gosh, God bless you, girlie. We did it. Happy International Women's Day.
So, before we end, and let's get a trophy. Let us take a photo together, and I will count it on 3 and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, every time this blue eyes you can get it, and you must be the lucky one. Great. We should hosting more space, and yeah, if anyone want to try to follow us, please follow our BoredIn, and we're doing more live space now, and also we cooperation with Blue Ice Queen, and we probably in the future will following more ladies space and maybe try to host in money, and yeah, we are very welcoming more ladies to join us, and thank you again, everyone join our space. It's amazing, and I think this is the best International Women's Day I could love to hang out. Yeah, next time we should hang out in the IL, because I just want to give every one of you one home, at least a one home. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have we got a PO app? Because I was told if I came there'd be a PO app.
I will probably do that next time, and face the judgment. It's my bad, and we should do it next time. And thank you again.
I love how we're all just staring at each other, going like, "Wait, what?"
Was that you? Was that you?
Yeah,
was that you?
Yeah. Thank you, and love you guys. Give us a kiss. Bye.
Yeah. Ciao, ciao. See you later.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
See you later.